Hi there, I'm meteorologist Nash Rhodes with myfoxhurricane.com, and I've got an update on what's happening in the tropics right now. Beryl has dominated the news cycle over the past few days, and it is still maintaining at least a Category 1 hurricane status as it is now pushing through the Yucatan Peninsula after making landfall just a little over an hour ago north of Tulum and south of Cancun. You can still see some of the watches and warnings out in place ahead of it on the west side of the peninsula, and this is going to continue pushing west potentially another 50 to 100 miles before re-emerging over the Gulf of Mexico, and that's where we're going to be keeping a close eye on this system as it will have a chance to re-strengthen not just into a powerful tropical storm but potentially into a hurricane again as it approaches the western Gulf Coast. Here's the latest advisory for Beryl. As of 11 a.m., the National Hurricane Center expecting this to still weaken as it pushes due west. This is Saturday at 8 a.m. for reference, down to only 65-mile-per-hour winds. But look what happens as this approaches more warm, I could say abnormally warm sea surface temperatures there in the Bay of Campeche and the western Gulf. It's likely going to re-strengthen into a Category 1 hurricane as it approaches the eastern coastline of Mexico and the coast of Texas, where now more and more of the Texas coast has been included within this forecast cone as more of our forecast model solutions start to slide farther north as they're biting on the potential for that area of high pressure that is keeping this system shoved farther south to continue retreating east and weakening, allowing for a weakness in the atmosphere for this to lift to the north. Here's what I'm talking about. The European and the American forecast models, their latest ensemble members, various solutions that each of these spit out, continuing to hone in on the Texas coastline. If we look along the coast here into the northern sections of Mexico, a lot of these center tracks clump together, meaning that there's higher confidence that this is likely going to be where Beryl would go next. That turn continuing to shift north from what we were talking about 2 to 3 days ago, but the impacts remaining very similar. Spots, especially on the north side of that system along the Texas coast, will likely see very heavy rainfall, perhaps some spinning thunderstorms that will be capable of tornadoes. And then locally along the center of that storm, you could see some hurricane force winds and the more widespread potential for tropical storm force winds in the area. So the western Gulf needs to be paying close attention to Beryl. Meanwhile, the only good news I can say is in the open waters of the Atlantic and the main development region specifically, we're only seeing a lot of Saharan dust and no storms at the moment. The National Hurricane Center outlining in their latest outlook that they're not anticipating any additional named storms over the next 7 days. And hopefully that Saharan dust keeps things more at bay moving forward. As things continue to change in the Gulf and we get more updates on Beryl, we'll keep you up to speed right here at myfoxhurricane.com.